how are you? Today I am reviewing Canon EOS 2000D EOS Rebel T7 review. Group of closing parentheses. 2-minute review. Features. Like the 1300D, the 2000D is designed to suit novice photographers. Canon is aiming at people moving up from a smartphone or compact camera to their first interchangeable lens model. And as the 1300D was very successful at that, Canon has exchanged a great deal for the 2000D. The most notable difference is the upgrade to the sensor. This sensor is paired with a Digit 4 Plus processing engine. This enables a sensitivity range of ISO 100-6400 and a maximum continuous shooting speed of 3 FPS for 150 JPEGs or 11 RAW files. It's also possible to shoot Full HD 1920x1080 movies at 30, 25 or 24 FPS frames per second for up to 29 minutes 59 seconds. There's also a built-in features guide to help new photographers get to grips with their camera. But the guided mode seen on the Canon M50 and 800D T7i that simplifies controlling the camera is not available. Autofocus. While it is possible to use this phase detection system when images are composed on the screen, it's a clunky process as the live view feed has to be interrupted while the mirror moves over the imaging sensor. Consequently, the 2000D is more likely to be used with its contrast detection autofocus system. This draws information from the imaging sensor and allows a continuous live view. This is the only method of autofocusing available in video mode. Connectivity. Canon has given the 2000D an NFC near-field communication chip, and this can be used to ease connecting the inbuilt Wi-Fi system to an Android smartphone. Those using an iOS device can connect to the camera using a password. Battery life. Canon states that in SOPA testing the EOS 2000's battery enables 500 images or 1.5 hours of HD video to be recorded with a single charge. That compares reasonably well with a mirrorless camera, but it's not especially good for an DSLR. Build quality and handling. As it's at the budget end of the line, the 2000D doesn't have weatherproof sealing or a metal body, but it feels pretty well put together, if a bit plastic. Notably, the 2000D has a metal lens mount, whereas the 40D has a plastic one. A deep grip ensures you have a firm hold on the camera, and a mode dial on the top gives quick access to the exposure modes, with settings for program, shutter priority, aperture priority, and manual, as well as intelligent auto, creative auto, and a collection of scene modes. On the back of the camera, buttons give quick access to key features such as the sensitivity, ISO, drive mode, autofocus options, white balance settings, and live view. Viewfinder. The 2000D is a digital DSLR, which means it is an optical viewfinder built in. This uses a pentamirror rather than the brighter, more expensive pentaprism, but it provides a decent view of the scene. Another word of caution here to new photographers: while an optical viewfinder lets you see the scene as it appears naturally, it cannot show you the impact of any camera settings. If you want that, you need to activate the live view and compose the image on screen. On the back of the 2000D is a 3-inch 920,000 LCD. It may not be the highest resolution screen, but it's not too long ago that 920,000 dots was considered quite a thing, and it provides a clear view of the scene image. Performance. The phase detection autofocus system that's available when composing images in the viewfinder copes quite well with the low light. It also manages to get quite fast-moving subjects sharp when the active AF point is over the subject. The maximum shooting rate is also just 3 FPS, frames per second, which means the 2000 DT7 isn't the best choice for shooting sport and action. It should be fine for capturing those first steps and everyday scenes though. Exposure, color and white balance. I found that the 2000 DT7 also usually handles exposure well in the general-purpose evaluative metering setting. That's good news for its novice photographer audience. However, as I mention in the next section, you sometimes need to use the exposure compensation control to retain the highlights. Image quality. A pixel count of 24 million on an APS-C format sensor allows a nice balance between detail resolution, file size and noise control. And the 2000 DT7 sensor doesn't disappoint in this respect. Images have a good level of detail visible for much of the sensitivity, ISO, range. Verdict. Canon hasn't changed a great deal about the 1300 DT6 for the 2000 DT7, but the switch to a 24MP is significant because it puts it level with the Nikon D3400, another very popular entry-level SLR. As an entry-level model, the 2000D doesn't have groundbreaking technology, the most robust builder and especially extensive specification list, but it has beginner-friendly exposure modes as well as more advanced options that let you take control when you become more confident. Features. With the exception of the EOS 5D Mark V, Canon hasn't seen fit to include 4K video capture on its recent DSLR releases, so it's no surprise not to find 4K on the Rebel T7 2000D. Instead, it offers Full HD 1920x1080 video recording, with 30, 25 and 24 FPS frame rates available. Thank you.